In a world where music often meets the most unexpected of transformations, few stories resonate as deeply as the journey of a seemingly overlooked artist rising to the top. Michael Bublé, known for his soothing voice and timeless hits, has always been an advocate for the underdog. However, his most recent encounter with one such contender has taken a turn that none of us could have predicted. This story, wrapped in heartache and triumph, is not just a tale about a voice, but about resilience, transformation, and the power of support. It all began with a contest not unlike many others, a platform designed to discover hidden talent, giving anyone with a dream the chance to showcase their abilities. This particular contestant was, by all standards, an underdog, but in the eyes of Michael Bublé, they were something much more than that. A voice, seemingly ordinary at first, caught Bublé's attention. But it wasn't just the vocal skills that drew him in, it was the emotion, the struggle that seemed to bleed through every note. It was raw, untamed, and filled with a kind of vulnerability that resonated deeply with Bublé. The first time they met, it was a moment of real connection. Bublé could see the potential in them that many others had overlooked. He wasn't just listening to a voice, he was seeing a story unfold. A story of dreams deferred, of hope barely hanging on by a thread, and a heart heavy with unspoken emotion. But within that was something extraordinary, something that could change everything. Michael's approach wasn't to mold them into something they weren't. Instead, he sought to bring out the best version of themselves, to help them refine their rawness into something polished but still real. He understood, perhaps better than anyone, that vulnerability is the gateway to greatness. He saw a reflection of his own early struggles in their voice, a reminder of the moments he too had felt like an underdog, wondering if anyone would ever believe in him. The journey was not easy. There were setbacks, moments of doubt, and the weight of expectation was heavy. But Bublé stood by, offering wisdom not just about the craft of singing, but about the heart behind it. His mentorship wasn't just about technique. It was about survival, about finding strength in one's own story, and about taking those broken pieces and creating something beautiful. As the weeks passed, something incredible began to happen. The voice that once seemed to falter, with every note now began to shine. Every song they sang was infused with layers of emotion, each phrase a testament to their growth. It wasn't just a performance, it was a revelation. Bublé's belief in them was becoming their own belief in themselves. But the journey didn't end there. As their star began to rise, the challenges became even greater. The industry, often unforgiving and harsh, began to take notice. Critics who once doubted now stood in awe, and the fans began to gather around, drawn to the authenticity of this raw, emotional artist who had come so far. What followed was nothing short of extraordinary. The underdog, who had once been overlooked, became a champion, a symbol of what can happen when someone takes a chance on you and when you refuse to give up on yourself. Their transformation wasn't just about becoming a winner in the eyes of the public, it was about becoming a winner in their own life, reclaiming power over their own destiny. And then, the performance that would define it all, the moment that brought everyone to tears. On stage, with the crowd on the edge of their seats, they sang as though their very soul depended on it. Each note, each word, had been shaped by every moment of hardship, every tear shed, every doubt overcome. It was the kind of performance that transcends music. It was a message that, even in our most broken moments, we have the ability to rise. Bublé watched from the side, his heart swelling with pride. This wasn't just a musical achievement. This was a moment that transcended the stage. It was a victory of spirit, of resilience, and of the human heart's extraordinary ability to heal and transform. The standing ovation that followed was not just for the voice, it was for the journey. It was for the underdog who had defied the odds, who had risen not just to be heard, but to be seen. And in that moment, they weren't just an artist, they were a symbol of hope. Michael Bublé's mentorship had done what it set out to do. It had helped shape an artist not by changing who they were, but by helping them believe in the voice they had all along. It was a lesson in the power of believing in someone even when the world is quick to overlook them. It was a lesson in seeing the potential that others may miss and helping bring it to life. For Bublé, this was more than just a transformation. It was a reminder that the true power of music isn't just in the notes or the melodies. It's in the stories we carry with us, the pain we work through, and the voices that, when given a chance, can move the world. In the end, the story of this voice was not just about a contest, nor about a victory. It was about a journey of self-discovery, one that began in the shadows but ended in the spotlight. It was about the courage to show up, the strength to keep going, and the beauty of realizing that sometimes the best voice is the one that was always there, waiting to be heard. Through Bublé's guidance, they had become more than just a contestant. They had become a winner in the truest sense of the word. And perhaps the most heartbreaking part of this story was the realization that while the world saw their victory, the true transformation had always been inside them all along. A victory that wasn't just for the world to see, but for the person they had become. The victory was never just about winning a title or being crowned the best singer in the competition. It was far deeper than that. It was about the quiet, sometimes painful moments of self-doubt, the feelings of inadequacy, and the long nights spent questioning whether they were truly capable of standing out. Those were the moments that defined the real transformation. And as the applause echoed through the venue, it wasn't just the crowd that was moved. Michael Bublé, standing there watching their performance, was struck by the full weight of it all. He had seen the rawness in their voice from the beginning. He had felt that spark when others might have dismissed it. But now, standing in the glow of their success, he realized that this was more than a victory for the artist. It was a victory for everyone who had ever struggled to find their place, to be seen, to be heard. In that moment, Bublé understood something profound. This wasn't just a passing moment in a show, a fleeting success. This was the culmination of years of hard work, sacrifice, and belief, both on their part and his. He had guided them. Yes, but they had done the hardest part themselves. They had kept going. Bublé had always believed that music was a reflection of life's most beautiful moments. It was about joy, sorrow, growth, and transformation. And now, standing there, watching their face light up with the recognition of all they had achieved, he knew that this was the true meaning of success. It wasn't about the accolades or the record deals that would soon come flooding in. It was about the realization that they had found their voice. The voice they had doubted, the voice they had almost given up on. And now it was being heard in a way that would change everything.